And we are live. Shout out to y'all. This is episode 6 of the Heart and Hope Medicines podcast. Fortunately, my bro Palmer, Dejon Palmer, is not on this episode, but he coming back. My boy will be back on the next episode. And I'm geeked about it because I know my boy coming back with a vengeance. My boy coming back, and he definitely gonna have a lot to share. Um, so the topic of this is encourage yourself, and um, I like to pray about the topic that I speak on, just so I can make sure that it's in God's will, and I also like to find scriptures that go along with what I'm speaking on. Um, and this one took me a minute. I had a few different topics that I was thinking about, but I just God was like, all right, my people. I asked God, what do your people need? Because that's what's it about. That's what this is about. His people. Helping his people, helping the body, helping the people in need. So that's what I was like. All right, encouragement. People need encouragement for sure. During this time, it's easy to be discouraged. Everything not going as planned. You then started a business and you're going through a rough period. It's ups and downs in business, So you always need encouragement. You always need some type of motivation to keep you going, to keep you on track, to put you on track if you have got off the track. And even for me, I was like, I need motivation. I need to do everything I need to do, because it's all about self-examination, like recognizing where you at. You should always self-examine and figure out, all right, am I doing what I need to do? Can I be doing better? What more can I be doing? Do I need to change this? Do I need to do this? Because that's what makes you better. That's what allows for you to grow. That's what allows for you to target them areas where you're struggling at and to move forward. So the word says, do not despise small beginnings. So we can't despise our small beginnings because it says the Lord rejoice in it. The Lord rejoice in our small beginnings. The start of it, the start of the work he loves, because you have now given him somewhere to pour into, so during them times, starting businesses and starting different things, we can't despise it. We have to remain consistent even when you don't see it bearing fruit, because it doesn't just always just start off bearing fruit. There's a seasonal gap between the bearing, the reaping and the sowing, or the sowing and the reaping. So you have to be there for the long run, so I would say the most important thing is remembering why you're doing it. Because a lot of times we get caught up in results, and if we're not seeing results from the things that we're doing, then we get discouraged. But that wasn't the reason why you did it. The reason why you did it was because you wanted to do it, you know. So the results gonna come. You just gotta hang on. And it get hard. It ain't always easy to hang on to what God has given you, but you just have to continue to just water it. You have to continue to speak over. You have to continue to push forward, and not just get discouraged and stay in that discouragement. You have to get yourself out of it. You have to grind your way out of it. And that's really what you have to do, because you can't allow for yourself to stay in that place, because if you stay in that place, You'll mess around and be there for years and not even know it. You'll be starting, stopping, and starting, stopping, and starting, stopping, and starting, stopping, and starting, and really not going nowhere. So we want to make sure that we are effectively doing everything that we need to do for the kingdom. Um, so God had really, even when it comes to my ministry, I feel like in certain areas I would do good and then I'll slack in other areas. And what's that based off is, first of all, not scheduling. Scheduling is really important. If you're really trying to do stuff and you have a business that has multifaceted business where you're doing multiple different things. I have music, I have podcasting, I have merchandise, um, and speaking and different things like that. So um, it's like 4 or 5 different things, and they all go into one, but they're all different. They're all different things. They all require something different. Um, so I would notice myself progressing in one thing and slacking in another thing instead of progressing in all things. And that's just based off not scheduling, based off not having that down pack where you're able to dedicate this time, dedicate this time, dedicate this time, dedicate this time, and you need that. You need that because your life is busy, and then you got, your husband duties, and you got, taking care of your children, your child, or anything like that. You got that on top of that. So it's just a lot. And then you got work. You got 8 hours of work, and you realize like your time is, you got a little bit of time. So it's basically that scheduling is really important. And as I talk about that now, I'm really going to do that today because I need to. I need to. I find myself scheduling and then getting off schedule as far as like scheduling for like a week and just doing it and then slacking the next week. It's all about that discipline. It's all about staying disciplined, and that's really important. So my advice to everybody is schedule, 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 especially if you're doing 100 different things. And even I say taking it slow also, you don't want to jump into a lot of different things. Um, I would say just be led. Make sure God is leading you in the different things that you are doing, and He will make a way for you to be able to do it to its full capacity and to be able to prosper in it, and things like that. So, I mean, getting back, having to get back to the root, getting back to the why, when you do stuff for years, um, you can get somewhat stagnant, you can get somewhat comfortable, you know, and sometimes you got to go back to go forward, and I find myself this season going back and just figuring out some different things so that I can go forward, and go out with a not to go out, but to come out with a full plan, write the vision, make it plain, and not just shoot in the air and not have a target. Having a target is really important. Knowing where you want to go, where you want to take your ministry and things like that is really important. If you don't know where you want to take it and things like that, then it ain't gonna have nowhere to go. If you ain't put a mark down, then you have nowhere for it to shoot it at. So now you just shooting anywhere. Of course you're not getting a goal you wanted to, because the intent, I was watching a podcast by B Simone, and it blessed me. First of all, she's anointed, and it made sense because she said her dad's a pastor. Um, but I could literally feel God's spirit um, on what she was saying, and it was basically she was talking about her journey, and it was like motivational, and she was basically explaining the process and how she got there, how she sold her car and still doesn't have a car, but yet she's a millionaire, but She said the moment she became a millionaire, um, or when she started getting money, she thought, oh, I want to get a new car. But then she was like, why do I want to get a new car? It's like, the reason why I want to get a new car is based off these people that I didn't see around me, you know. So it's making me want to go buy this car, it's a conditioning thing, you know. So she basically was able to not go with the conditioning of the world, not to fall into the conditioning trap that makes you spend a whole bunch of money, on this, when she was like, well, I really don't need that. I barely drive. It's just gonna sit in the in the garage, so I really don't need it. But a lot of us, we are condition based, we'll go with the condition. Oh yeah, this, we should do this, we should get that, we just got this, we should do this, and we really have to walk in our authentic self. We really have to know who we are and walk in that, and not just be moved by the things of the world, not be moved by what other people are getting or what other people are doing. And a lot of times we be too focused on other people and not focused on ourselves, not focused on what we doing. And we have to get back to that. We have to get back to just focusing on what we doing, having tunnel vision, you know. Um, and that's really what's it about, having that tunnel vision and just not getting weary and well doing. A lot of times we could get weary and well doing because we may not be seeing the fruit. We may not be seeing the fruit at that moment, but we also have to be patient, and then we also have to understand it may be the way we're looking at it. We may not recognize the fruit because we're looking for a big platter of fruit when it's actually a little strawberry right now. It's actually a little, watermelon. It's actually something little right now, but we're looking for the whole deal, and we're not even giving it time, for it to come to pass. Being very impatient. We've been very impatient with God. Like, God, I want to, have this many sales. I want to have this. I want to have that. And God's like, you will have that, but you just have to hang on. You just have to continue to do what you were called to do. You have to continue to work. You're working not based off, it's not about the results, it's about the work. If I tell you to do something, then you do that. And the results that come from that are a blessing, of course, but you're doing it because you see the purpose in what you're doing. And a lot of times we get purpose and result, we mix those two up, and we want that result, when the thing was about the purpose. It was a purpose that you were doing it for. So we have to remind ourselves, this is for a purpose. This is for a purpose. And we can get sidetracked like that when we have a business, because we're so busy thinking about money. We're so busy. It takes money to do this, take money to do that. But we have to focus on our purpose, because that will come if we stay true to the purpose, and we have the vision and everything like that, and we just continue to do it. The results gonna come, the money gonna come, things that you need gonna come. God gonna give you everything that he needs for you to have, but yeah. So I just wanted to basically encourage someone that is feeling down. You got entrepreneurs and things like that, where B Small also said, she said it took her 30 years to make $1 million, and then she said it took her 30 days to make another $1 million. And then she said she had went through some publicity off saying something, and her sales had went down. And I think uh, it it went down drastically, like a ton, and the thing about entrepreneurship is, yes, there's no overhead scale. You can make however much money you want, but you can be dry. You can make all this money in this month, and then the next month it go down. And you have to figure out how to balance that, how to keep that where you need to keep it, so that you can pay for everything that you need to pay for, so you can continue to do everything that you need to do. So that's the crazy part about entrepreneurship. It's definitely full-time entrepreneurship. That's definitely the even ain't no safety net. Your work depends on you working, plain and simple. It depends on what you do. And we also, a lot of times, as business owners, um, we are not renewing our minds properly. We're having little faith, operating a little faith, and expecting a big result. So we have to increase our faith. Say faith come by hearing, and hearing by the word of God. So we have to fill ourselves with the word of God, knowing um, that we will reap what we sow in due time. There's a seasonal gap, just how there's different seasons, in the winter, the leaf, the plants and stuff like that, they're not out there. You don't see no plants and stuff like that, you know, but yet they're still being watered, yet they're still getting nourished. So just because you don't see it does not mean that it is not growing. Just because you're not able to put your eye on it does not mean it's not sprouting up. So we have to have that faith where we don't see. That's where the faith comes in. Faith is the substance of things that are yet not seen. It's the substance of it. So where we're not seeing something growing, we have to add the faith to it. Yes, it is growing because I'm working. So it is growing. It is growing. I may not be able to see the increase, but I see the increase, because I'm putting on that faith. I'm using that faith, and it is allowing for me to push forward. So a lot of times we have to add that faith in. We have to add that faith in. If we don't add that faith in, it's easy for us to be discouraged when we put out a product and it don't sell. It's easy for us to be discouraged. Oh, why they ain't getting this? I'm trying, whatever. It's easy for us to be discouraged, you know, if we don't add that faith in. If God told you to do it, if God gave you the vision for it, then He will allow for the people to come forth who need what you have. He will allow for them to come forth, the people that need what you have. So you have to stay on track. You got to stay on track. You got to stay on track. You cannot allow for what you call a lack of result, to send you backwards, send you into a comfortable position, you know, stagnate you, you know. But that's real talk. It's different times, different seasons gonna go through different things. And our faith has to increase. Our faith has to increase. It has to increase. It's a muscle that we have to exercise. We have to exercise our faith. Every day we have to exercise our faith. We have to wake up with intent on our heart. We can't wake up with no intentions. I woke up today, but what are you doing today? What did you write down that you were doing today? What's your intent? What's your intent for today? Because you're not going to get a result that you don't intend to get. You're not going to get that result if you don't intend to get that result. If you want to go, let's say if you want to win a boxing match, you want to win this, want to win, that's just what's on my heart. But if you want to win a boxing match, you have to train for it. Your intentions in in practice and training has to be on that. I'm trying to win. I'm trying to knock this person out. I'm trying to survive. I'm trying to move forward. I'm trying to get this record. So a lot of it depends on our intent. So we can't wake up without intent on our hearts. Lord, what do you need me to do today? What do you need me to do today? What should I be doing? Who should I be talking to? What do you need me to release to your people? A lot of times we be selfish, get in our heads, and and don't realize that if we in our heads, then the people that we're supposed to affect are not getting affected. The people that we're supposed to influence are not being influenced because we are in our heads. We are dealing with insecurities and things like that, which is not allowing for us to come forward. We have to deal with them things. We have to deal with them things. We have to deal with the things so that we can come forward and deliver everything that God has for us to deliver to his people. Because the gift is meant to bless us, but mostly to bless other people. As you bless other people, it blesses you, you know. So I just wanted to, speak on that because I just felt that in my heart, because I can recognize when I'm in a funk. I can recognize when the shot not going in, you know, when I'm not even shooting the shot or I'm not even attempting the shot. You know, I'm sitting here thinking about the shot before I'm thinking about the shot so much that I'm not shooting the shot. So speaking to y'all, don't think about the shot. Don't sit here and think about the shot so much that you don't shoot the shot. Shoot the shot because it's a saying. They say, I think it might have been Kobe say you miss 1,000 of the shots that you don't shoot. Like, basically, or it's 100% of the shots that you don't shoot. Because you not shooting them. Of course you're gonna miss. You ain't shoot. You know, you ain't make nothing. You didn't add anything to the game. What are you adding to the scoreboard? What are you adding to the kingdom? What are you adding? Is the question, what are you adding? Because if you're not adding, you're subtracting. If you're not adding, you're subtracting something. It's something that you're supposed to add, and if you're not adding it, then you're subtracting it. You're not allowing for it to do what it's supposed to do, you know? So I just want to encourage y'all to just do everything God has called you to do. And having a brother and sister to hold you accountable to what you need to do is very important. Having people around you that are like-minded, people around you that have businesses that are on the same journey helps because y'all can talk to each other and grow. Talk to each other and it's funny. Whenever I'm at a place where it's not even whenever, but when I talk to my homie D, he get me to thinking. And it's funny because it's not that he said something. Of course he said something, but it's like in the midst of the conversation, God is now downloading in my mind the things that I need to do, so that I can move forward. Just off the conversation that we have, because he'd tell me about the different things that he going through, trying to figure out, and I'll tell him about different things where I'm at and things like that. And then it will instantly start bringing forth answers, bringing forth instructions, just off conversation. So I would say it's good to have those people who brings that out of you, who brings the man or the woman of God out of you. That allows for them not to stay in a stagnant place, but allows for them to come forward with everything that they need to come forward with. So that's definitely a blessing, definitely a blessing. But we also says that you cannot pour from an empty glass. So it all starts with us. It all starts with us. We can't give what we don't have to give. It all starts with us. So we have to encourage ourselves in the word, encourage ourselves. We have to. We cannot let these eyes deceive us. We cannot let these carnal eyes deceive us. We have to, God, God, allow for me to see the things that you are doing. Allow for me to see, exercise my faith in this area. Lord, don't allow for me to discourage myself, because the biggest thing we can be our biggest discouragement, or we can be our biggest help. We can talk ourselves to greatness, or we can talk ourselves to comfortability. We can talk ourselves to mediocrity. It's based off the words that we choose to speak over ourselves, the thoughts that we choose to think about ourselves. So let's correct our thinking. Let's correct our thinking and the things that we need to do. Let's create our thinking. You are enough. You are strong enough. You are great enough. God is inside of you. You can do all things. You can do all things through God who strengthens you. You can do everything God has called you to do. But the thing is, it's not just you. God help me. God knows the thoughts and plans that he has for you. And he understands that the only way they come to pass is through him. A lot of times we be trying to do stuff ourselves. No, yeah, you know. Did you pray about it? No, I just, yeah, but no, did you actually pray about it? Did you actually seek him? It says, seek the kingdom. Seek the kingdom first. Seek the kingdom first. So a lot of our problems is based off of what we're seeking. Are you seeking results, or are you seeking the kingdom? Allowing for results to be added unto you. Allowing for that stuff to come to stem out of that. But like, I completely understand. I completely understand. Everybody's not called to the lifestyle of entrepreneurship. Everybody's not called to have businesses and things like that. Everyone's not called to do it. But to those who are called, answer the call first off. And then don't allow yourself to be discouraged. You can't allow for yourself to be discouraged. You got to get yourself out of discouragement. Find the things that motivate you. Find the things that motivate you. Allow for that to continue to move you forward. God, help me. Help me. Allow for me to stay consistent in my zeal. Allow for me to have my structure correct. Allow for my stuff to be in order, so that I can do everything that I need to do, you know. But results start with them honest conversations, with yourself, them honest conversations with God. God, what do I need to do? What do I need to do to move forward? What do I need to do to get out of this funk? What do I need to do to break through? And God will give you things that you need to do so that you can move forward, so that you can do everything that he has called you to do. Everything. Because after you do this, God has called you to do something else. So it's gonna keep calling you to do more and more stuff, and it's gonna require more and more of him. More and more of him. More and more of you pulling on him. God, this is a bigger mountain, but it's the same God. bigger mountain, but it's the same God. This is a different issue, but it's the same God. God has never changed. We have changed. God never changed. God has always been consistent. God has always had our back. Even when we didn't recognize it, God has always been there. And that's the thing that we have to remember through everything. We're not doing this alone. We are not doing this alone. God is right there, like, tag me in. Tag me in. I got you. I got you. I got you. Here, come on. I'm right here. I got you. I got you. I won't allow for you to fall. I won't allow for you to fall. I will not allow for you to fall, my son, my daughter. So I just thank God. I thank God for just continuing to work on me. You know, thank God for a platform, you know, that as I speak to you, I speak to myself, you know, as I encourage you, I encourage myself, you know, to do the things that I need to do. You know, it's not easy, but you can do it. It's not easy, but you can do it. And after you do it, you will have the information for somebody else to do it. You'll be able to, uh, would have gained the muscles that you can now tell somebody, hey, bro, this is how you gain the muscles. This how you gotta do this. You gotta curl this. You gotta lift this. This is how you do it. This is how you do it. This is your season. This is the preparation. This is the preparation. And a lot of times God allows for us to have to exercise those muscles because that's what allows for us to be able to stand where we need to stand. That's what allows for us to have the strength to be able to be in certain situations and to know that you are supposed to be there. To know that we're supposed to be there. God allows for us to go through times where it may be dry. It may seem dry. Oh, I'm not getting no sales. I'm trying hard, I'm putting out everything, but I don't see any, you know, but don't stop. But don't stop. Don't stop. Because you're really not gonna see a result if you stop. So don't stop. I know. Part of you say stop, but you cannot listen. You cannot listen to that part of you. That part of you has to die. If you're doing what God calls you to do, continue to do it. Stay focused. Release what you're supposed to release. Don't worry about the stuff that you can't change. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about the stuff that is not on you. Just do what you're supposed to do. And God's going to allow for many, many people to come. Many, many people who needs what you have. I say don't get comfortable. Do not get comfortable. Just continue to grow. Continue to grow. Continue to grow. And just enjoy the process. Because it's in the process where you gain all the wisdom. It's in the process where you gain all the wisdom to pass down, where you gain all the wisdom to give people. It's in the process. So we have to fix our minds on the process. We have to change the way we think about the process, the way we think about training, the way we think about this path. And as we continue to change our minds, it will allow for us to continue to push. It will allow for us to continue to push. Continue to move forward. So I just thank y'all. I know I wasn't gonna come before y'all too long. My homie Dejan will be back next week. And I'm geeked because I know the guy has been depositing exactly what he needs for him to release. And it's gonna be fire. It's gonna be fire. Because the testing in the trials of our faith is meant to make us strong. It's meant to make us strong. So I just know it's gonna be some fire. Some fire, some fire. So I just wanted to just be an encouragement to y'all for the time that I'm on, for the episode. Probably like 30 something, 40 minutes. Yeah, y'all a little something. But I just wanted to encourage y'all because I just know, because I need to encourage myself also. As I speak these things, this is also helping me, you know. But I thank all y'all that listen, because y'all don't have to, I appreciate y'all for tapping in and just always getting behind things that me and my homie are doing. So I just thank y'all as we continue to be consistent with the things that we are doing. We ask that you just continue to be consistent with the things that you are doing. So get back to the points before I jump off. So get your schedule together. Intentions, because your schedule goes with the intent. Don't wake up and not have intent on your heart. Do not get weary in well doing. Don't get weary in well doing. Continue to do what you're called to do. Continue to do what you're called to do. And just focus on the purpose. Don't focus on the results. Focus on the purpose, because the results gonna come. The results gonna come if you focus on the purpose. If you stay true to the purpose, the results gonna come. So just know, focus on the purpose. Focus on the purpose. And you're gonna see the results. So that has been episode 6. Episode 6. It all started with a vision and a plan, and we executing no matter what. No matter if my homie down right now, he back up, and I'ma hold it down till the end. My boy coming back. But this is what it is about. This is what it is about. Continue to do everything that you need to do. So thank you for y'all for listening. It's gonna be on Spotify. It's gonna be on Apple Podcasts. The video be on YouTube. And so I just love y'all, and I just thank y'all, and I just want y'all to have a wonderful day. All merch is available. thehopemedicine.com. You can go buy all merch, and I got some stuff coming. I got some stuff for y'all that I'm getting in the works right now. So I just thank y'all for continuing to be patient with your boy. And that's all. See y'all.